Bonds worth $1 million, a luxurious ocean liner crossing the Atlantic. And yet, the bonds vanish without a trace. How will Poirot see through this perfect swindle, engineered by exploiting blind spots in the human mind?
This is the Retold Files. We condense classic masterpieces so you can still hear a great story in just a fleeting moment.
"What a number of bond robberies there have been lately," I remarked one morning, folding the newspaper. "Poirot, let us abandon the science of detection and take to crime instead." "You are on the, how do you say it, the get-rich-quick tack, mon ami?" replied Poirot, smiling. "Look at this last affair. $1 million worth of Liberty bonds sent by the London and Scottish Bank to New York and stolen in the most extraordinary fashion on board the Olympia." "If it were not for the mal de mer," murmured Poirot dreamily, "and the difficulty of practicing the excellent method of Laverrier for more than a few hours, I should greatly enjoy a voyage on one of these great liners." "Yes," I said enthusiastically, "they must be floating palaces, swimming baths, lounges, restaurants, palm courts. One could almost forget the sea." "I never forget the sea," said Poirot sadly. "But consider instead the geniuses who travel incognito. On board such ships one would meet the elite, the haute noblesse of the criminal world." I laughed. "So you regret not crossing swords with the man who stole the bonds?" At that moment the landlady entered. "A young lady to see you, Mr. Poirot." She handed him a card. Poirot, after retrieving a crumb from beneath the table and carefully disposing of it in the waste paper basket, nodded. Miss Esme Farquhar entered, a charming young woman of about 25, well-dressed, calm and self-possessed. "Sit down, mademoiselle," said Poirot. "This is my friend Captain Hastings, who assists me in my little problems." "I fear mine is a large one," she said. "I refer to the theft of the Liberty bonds on the Olympia." She explained that she was engaged to Philip Ridgway, the bank official responsible for the bonds. "Though no blame attaches to him," she said earnestly, "the shock has nearly overwhelmed him. His uncle believes he must have spoken carelessly." Poirot listened attentively.
The bonds were sealed, placed in a trunk fitted with a special lock, and remained there until they vanished a few hours before New York. "But they did not vanish entirely," observed Poirot. "They were sold almost at once." He suggested meeting Mr. Ridgway. We lunched together at the Cheshire Cheese. Ridgway, pale and anxious, confirmed every detail. His trunk showed signs of being forced, though it had ultimately been opened with a key. "You never lost the key?" asked Poirot. "Never, not for an instant." "And yet the bonds were gone," mused Poirot. "Curious, very curious." He asked how the bonds could have been taken ashore. "That's the mystery," cried Ridgway. "Every passenger was searched." Poirot smiled faintly. "You were searched also?" "Yes." "You do not yet perceive my meaning," said Poirot gently. He asked to visit the bank. At the London and Scottish Bank we met the two managers, Mr. Vavasour and Mr. Shaw. The lock, they told us, had been ordered personally by Mr. Shaw. Each key was unique. 2 remained at the bank. "No clerk touched them," Mr. Vavasour assured us. "They have been in the safe ever since." Mr. Shaw mentioned that he had been ill with bronchitis during Ridgway's departure. Poirot asked a few more questions and withdrew.
"I am disappointed," he said once outside. "Because they were so dull? No, because the case is too easy. Easy? Childishly simple. You know who did it? I do. And you do nothing? Not yet. We wait for the Olympia." Tuesday found us in Liverpool. Poirot questioned several stewards about a passenger, an elderly invalid who scarcely left his cabin. "Yes," said one steward, "Mr. Ventnor, cabin next to Mr. Ridgway's." "And was he among the first to land in New York?" I asked eagerly. "One of the last, sir."
Poirot beamed. "That," he said, "is the final proof." On the train back to London, Poirot explained. "The bonds never travelled on the Olympia at all. They left England earlier by the faster ship, the Gigantic. The sealed package was a dummy. But then the substitution was made at the bank. Any one of the 3 men present could do it. The bonds were mailed to New York and sold when the Olympia arrived. Meanwhile, an accomplice travelled next door to Ridgeway, staged the robbery, unlocked the trunk with a duplicate key, and threw the dummy package overboard. And the man? The man who ordered the lock, the man with access to the keys, the man not truly ill with bronchitis, Mr. Shaw. We dined that evening with Miss Farquhar. Poirot concluded cheerfully, "There are criminals even in high places, mon ami, but justice, justice, has a way of asserting itself." And with that, beaming, he bowed gallantly to the astonished girl.
Did you figure out the method as well? Are you, like me, looking forward to the next mystery? We'll see you very soon.